your audience is blind to what you're saying, because if everyone is saying the same thing, they're posting the same post, they are making the same ads and doing the same hooks, people get blind. So welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Young Entrepreneur. Today we are going to talk about the importance of pattern interrupt and how to do it over, like, in multiple different ways. So the thing I want to talk about here is that you can do it on multiple different things. Like, people, the thing that this, like, the reason why we're doing this in the first place, let's just start there, is because whenever a human being has experienced something over and over again, it starts to build a pattern, a predictable thing. Like, people love prediction. They know what will come after it. They see the thing, and then their brain just capture it and knows that thing goes into this bucket, and they can, like, spot that from a mile away because they've seen it before. So whenever you're doing what everybody else is doing, this thing will just go right into that bucket because I've experienced this before, I know what this is about, boom, this goes into that bucket. But whenever you can interrupt that thing, and that's basically what pattern interrupt means, you're interrupting this pattern of the brain, like putting this in a box and saying this is what this is, or in the bin. And whenever you can interrupt something and people have an expectation of something, and you do the completely different thing, that is when you got people's attention, because now the brain needs to go over this thing and see, I haven't, like, experienced this before, where should I put this thing, like, which box should I put this new experience into? And that's when you got people's attention and you've hooked them in, and you've got these spare seconds in order to pique people's curiosity. And you need to do this in multiple different ways. In your ads, if people are running, like, you've seen these Twitter, like, Instagram post where there's a quote and, like, it's from a founder. But if everybody is doing these things, you have to start doing something else, because then people would be like, they have this prediction of it. And whenever you can do this in all the different layers, that's when you can start to create a league for your own, and you can build in a way that have never been seen before, because they, like, you can capture people's attention because they have this loading time in some weird way, and you put people's in a new perception because they've never experienced this before. So you got this new opportunity to mold people's, like, first impression of you and the thing that you are about. So for example, if you are a guy who's always posting all the fancy stuff and on your Instagram and doing all these things, and see, like, you can pick out multiple other entrepreneurs who's doing the same, just get lost in that void. And if everybody is doing the same, you'll just get lost in that crowd, and it's so hard to cut that, like, through the noise and separate yourself. That is why we do these pattern interrupts. And when I say pattern interrupts, it's not only about content and creating these, like, trap-like videos where you see a meme and then suddenly it flips to an advertising. It's generally in everything. You've seen it in sales as well. Like, when people jump on a sales call, they expect this hard salesman, like, these car salesmen who's just pushy. But in order to win people and let them putting their guard down, like, you just have to be calm. You just have to be, like, you've seen the pros, they're just being calm. They are switching this pattern interrupt of what people are expecting and putting them into this bucket. So then I can have, like, I have these beliefs about this bucket, though I know what I should act upon this. But whenever you interrupt that thing, people are building new perception about this and putting you in a different bucket, and you're not getting judged by something that they've been experienced before. They need more brain power in order to process, like, what should I do with this thing. And that's when you can, like have the footstep in the door, and this is just across multiple different things, like the first impression, the content that you're doing, the offers that you're creating, the way you structure things, and all these processes. In everything, whenever you can do a pattern interrupt and create your own league from what people are expecting, you get so much more time to like differentiate yourself and make sure that like you're doing the right first impression and the right thing, and making people care about you instead of just judging you when that's not even who you are. So I guess this is a bit of a ramble, like we're on some different topics, but there is so much or so many places that you can implement the pattern interrupt in order to create the desired result that you want. Because whenever people are doing something, you'll just get lost in the noise, and you'll be perceived just like how they have perceived other people. But whenever you can break that, you're creating the league of your own. So I hope you guys can use some of this stuff. And on that note, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace. Bye.